I'm gonna be an astronaut.
Alright, who you got on BestsPointOfViewTV today?
Lefloss Marv, you know the vibes.
So what's your name again, bro?
Lefloss Marv.
How you came up with that name?
It's a combination of where I'm from, Flossie, Canarsie, and my best friend that died. His name was J.R. Flossie. And the L is D, and I'm Haitian, so Lefloss Marv, LeFlossMarv.
So your name was mad unique. How'd you go about putting that name? Because it's not just from one thing. You got it from your flaw, you got it from Haiti, you got it from your friend.
Yeah, I had like a few names in mind, like Flossie Marv. I asked a few friends, like, which one do you think like sound better? LeFloss sound different because it's the L in front of it.
And it rings bells, like it's French kind of.
Yeah, and LeFloss is like, LeBron is my favorite player. He's great, and I want to be great at what I do. Feel me? But I had the name before I started rapping. Like, I just had it as my Instagram name. I used to have an old name. I was like, yo, I want to change my shit. And I just changed it, and I went with that name.
Alright, so talk about coming from the Floss, like talk about life growing up over there, because people kind of know the Floss from like Pop Smoke and guys like Rod Switch, but talk about life for you.
Growing up in the Floss, I used to go to school in I-68. That's where a lot of niggas went. If you know OP, Pop Smoke went to, he went to I-68. Pop Smoke went to I-68, but I'm older than Pop Smoke. I'm like about 3 years or 4 years older than Pop Smoke. So he probably went with my little brother, Fat Bucks. Look him up. But it's a calm hood, man.
How big is it? Because like when you say the Floss, is it big?
The Floss is like, it start from this spot called Ralph all the way up until like Pennsylvania Avenue. So people always say like the Floss is small, but it's pretty big. You just gotta look on the map.
Right.
Feel me? It's pretty big.
So you grew up there all your whole life?
Nah, I was born in Haiti. I came here in 2007.
2007. So like, how old were you at that? If you don't mind me asking.
11 years old.
11 years old.
Yeah.
So talk about being a kid from Haiti coming to America. How was the transition? Were you getting bullied? Talk about that. Man.
Hell yeah. That's why I didn't fuck with a lot of American niggas when I first got here. So a lot of like other people from the Floss, I didn't really fuck with them at first because they would make fun of you for not speaking English the proper way. And my first day of school, I only knew how to count from 1 to 9. I didn't even know what 10.
What grade you in?
7th grade.
Oh yeah, so you know that's when people getting their jokes on.
Bruh,
for real.
Yo, it was tough in I-68, man. Like, I had to fight a few times so niggas could just leave me alone. Right. Feel me?
Talk about overcoming that, like learning English. Like, what language do you speak in Haiti? It's French, right?
French and Creole.
Oh, so
Creole is like the main language, and French is what people usually learn in school, when they go to school. So you can speak both? I could speak Creole really well, but French, not that well anymore because it's kind of like I replaced it with English, especially at that age, to make that transition to learn English as fast as possible. My parents pretty much told me, like, yo, you can't speak Creole or French in the house. Like, you have to speak English as best as you can.
So that's how you learn?
Yeah, that helped me learn fast, to be honest. Like, they had me listening to cassette tapes every weekend. I didn't have, like, a normal childhood, like, watch all the cartoons that I want. I only watch like the fucking ABC shit in the morning where they teaching you English.
Now my siblings, cause they came from Africa too, and I kind of seen that with them too. Like they had to be on PBS Kids at a like older age and shit. Like my dad was like installed it into like you gotta watch this job. So talk about like when you finally got to learn English, just like how life became for you, like growing up. Cause you came in middle school. Talk about how high school was for you.
So by the time I got to middle school, my English was like way better than when I first got there. So in high school, where I went, it was tough because I had to go through Junction every fucking day, and that's where niggas get. That's where all like the high schools in Brooklyn would like meet up. If there's beef, if there's like, that's where all the fights happen. So it's like you have to go through it. Like you have to get through Junction to get to school every day. So you can't wear certain colors. You gotta be right, and if niggas challenge you, then you gotta fight.
So you feel like that's still out of because if you used to wear blue, people would challenge you. There was like a
because you'd run into Bloods, you'd run into Crips over there. So, but like Flatbush was mostly a Blood neighborhood, and if you wearing red and you're not part of a gang, then they're gonna ask you who you repping.
So it kind of forces a lot of people to just join gangs.
Yeah.
Kind of. So how'd you go about that? Like with that route, like did you fight that first you went to the street?
Mostly So I ran track. So a lot of times, right after school, I wouldn't have to go to Junction.
Right.
So I would go to practice. I would be in Prospect Park. So by the time I'm going back home,
Everybody
Junction is cleared out.
Right.
Like it's usually hot around like 2-3 o'clock.
Right. That's because everybody getting out of high school early.
Yeah, around 2-3 o'clock. So I kind of like escape that unless one of my friends had like some trouble going on and I have to like skip practice to be with them.
Right.
I didn't have to be in that mix. You feel
Right,
me? Because
right.
it's kind of different when you're a Caribbean kid. You coming in and you trying to make it, and our parents is like, yo, go to school, do this, do that, do that. You feel me? But sometimes when the fight comes, you just gotta hold your own. You feel me?
So let's talk about let's talk about life after high school. Like, what were you doing? Like, did you get into music early on, or
nah? After high school, I went straight to college. I went away for 4 years, to college. I went to Plattsburgh University.
Yeah, you were saying that was like
It's in West Bubblefuck.
Yeah.
I would never go back to that place ever again.
Right. Talk about your like experience as a college student. And you did 4 years. Some people go up after one. Like,
yeah. I just wanted to make it. I wanted to make my parents proud at the end of the day, because just being in the United States is a blessing as a Haitian.
Right.
You feel me? Everyone in Haiti would love. Okay, not everyone, but like about 90% of the country would love that green card.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get the fuck out of the country because
the
opportunities are limited, and even if you finish school, it's hard to get hired unless you have somebody who's already in the inside. You feel me? So, in college, I just had the mindset of making it. I had my fun, with my friends and everything. I even ran track for a year in college, but after that, I was like, fuck that shit. I was the only black kid on the team, so it was just. It's hard to relate with anybody, bro. They were just no. I couldn't do it no more. So that's when I just used to just hit the gym and work out with my best friend. But college was a good experience, man. I met a lot of important people who has influenced me and held me down since like I graduated and pushed me to just be the best version of myself.
That's a fact. What were you going to college for? You don't mind me asking.
I majored in biology and chemistry.
Alright.
So my parents wanted me to be a doctor, but
he wasn't with that. Now that's how it be with like foreign parents. They always want to be a doctor or lawyer, something like that. You be like, nah, I want to go my own route type stuff. So let's talk about how you got into making music. How did you find the love for music?
With music, like just getting to college, I met my best friend. His name is Trev. Look him up, Champagne Trev. He's an artist. He was doing this shit since.
He's from
he's from Canarsie. Okay. He's actually from East 78. That's like on the border of Canarsie and East Flatbush.
Okay.
So he don't really claim the Floss, but we grab him. Like he's from the Floss.
Right.
So Champagne Trev, he's from the Floss. That's one of my like that's my right hand man. Like I close my eyes and jump off this fucking building and he'll catch me. Like that's the type of friendship we have.
That's crazy.
And he always did music, so I supported him. I supported him. He would always send me his music, be like, yo Marv, what you think of this? He's like, yo, you actually have a good ear for music. And then when we travel, like it's 3 hours, our school is 3 hours from New York City, I would be playing like mad songs, and he's like, yo bro, you should be a DJ. I'm like, nah. And then after I graduated, I moved back to the city. I was just working, using my degree as a lab pack chemist. And then I think like a year ago, I was like, you know what? This shit is not gonna get me where I really want to get to in life. So
it didn't make you happy?
Yeah,
it was probably good money, but it didn't make you happy.
Yeah, it didn't really make me happy. And with music, I always used to write shit, and I love listening to instrumentals where I would have different melodies in my head, but I never really wanted to be like a rapper. I wanted to write. Like I would write things for my friend, and I'd be like, "Yo, how about you say it like this? How about if he send me something, I'll write down his lyrics and then I'll change it and send it back to him."
Kind of like an editor.
Yeah, kind of shit.
Right.
Then one day, like for my birthday, I went out. Like I think when I turned 22, I went out and my friend did a photo shoot for me and everything, and that shit came out fire. I was like, "Yo." I dead look like I'm a fucking rapper. Like I'm walking around, my friends is around me, and then I had the hair like Pop Smoke. I didn't even know what Pop Smoke looked like. So when I posted that shit, everybody was like, "Yo, you know you look like Pop Smoke." I was like,
"So this is recent because Pop Smoke just popped."
Yeah, that was like 2019, like 2019,
right?
2019. So that summer is when I started writing. I was like, you know what? I'm about to start listening to more instrumentals and start writing. And I started writing. And then like November 2019, that's when I first went to the studio, did my first song that I actually dropped, She Having My Baby. And then from there, I just been hella consistent, always listening to beats, always making songs. I even got a little setup in my crib now.
Right.
So I lay down, I lay down my reference tracks. So I find the tracks that are worthy of going to the studio. I don't go figure it out in the studio.
That's crazy that you said that. I feel like a lot of artists, when they go to the studio, they might book for like 2 hours. So now a lot of rappers want to punch in. So it's crazy that you say you're right, but a lot of artists want to punch in. And now it's like, they just saying anything. It might be bullshit, you feel me?
You know, that, it actually works. It actually
works for certain people.
So with certain beats, automatically once I hear it, I know what I want to say. But certain beats I have to figure it out. I might have the first 4 bars and I would just go in my little suit, play it. Okay? Now I'll say 2 things. And then I'm like, okay, I see where I could go with that. Right. And I would write the next 4 and then keep going and do 4x4x4 until I'm done with the whole song. Right.
But I have a question. Just like you were saying, you help your friend with your rap, you kind of edit. Would you say you do that with somebody? Would you say somebody else is doing that for you? Like you be like, oh, check these lyrics out? And how you like go about
my bro Champagne Trev? Yeah. He's definitely one of the people that really push me. Like if I send him some shit, if it's not fire, he's gonna tell me like, no, he like emphasized like no. It's like no. Right. So he's definitely one of the people that would look at my shit and then he'd be like, nah, go back in.
So you got a team that like helps with criticism, like y'all have no problem telling you
no, absolutely no problem. I don't think I would have gotten where I'm at right now with my music, considering that I just started, right, if it wasn't for him, because he constantly tell me like, no, you need to do better, you need to work on your cadence, you need to work on your delivery. And now he's seen my progress. He's like, yo, you actually learning, you actually going back to the studio to redo a song. Because I would go to the studio, I make the song and then I go back and I listen to it. I'm like, garbage. You know what? I could have done better here and here and here. So I know my edits and I just go back in the studio. Right.
So let's talk about, what was the name of your first song again?
She Having My Baby.
Alright, so tell how you came about writing that song, like especially like creating that song.
She Having My Baby, I don't know, it was just a fun beat. Right. Once I heard the beat, I'm like, yeah, having my baby. And I'm like, okay, I fuck with this shit. Right. So I just wrote to it and then just writing about like dealing with a female, you know. Right. She's having my baby and I'm talking about just going out, spending money, you know, typical shit.
Right. And so when you first recorded it and you sent out to like your people and shit like that, what was the feedback? Like, they were shocked.
They were shocked. All my friends were shocked. They're like, what? Are you rapping? You doing music? I'm like, yeah, bro. They're like, yo, this shit top fire. Right. Like, actually now I listen to the song, I kind of laugh at it because it's like, it's cheesy. Right. It's a little cheesy, but you have to do the cheesy songs to get to the good ones, you know?
That's the fact. You gotta start from somewhere. Like, you're not gonna start off it's rare that someone just starts off like just talented.
Just
like,
fire.
You just like, fire. You got everybody gotta work their way up. Mm-hmm. So talk about after you recorded She Had My Baby, you got the feedback that everybody was liking and shit like that. How'd you go, like, how did that help you out with your music career? Like, what'd you say, like, this gonna be my sound?
No, I knew that I didn't find my sound yet. So, like, after She Having My Baby, I recorded, like, over 100 different tracks, like with different sounds. So just trying to find me, especially the subjects that I want to talk about and how I want to go about it. So it took me a while, but I think I'm getting close to my sound now. Like like my last session, I did like a 10-hour session and I came out with my next single that I'm gonna do. And everyone who've heard that, they're like, yeah, that's your sound right there. Like, you should stick to that. Like, literally, just stick to that.
Right. So do you feel like the Floss gives you enough support, like the whole Canarsie?
I don't think everyone in Canarsie knows that I rap yet, but the parts that does know, they definitely fuck with my shit. Like, I've met a lot of people since I started, and then, like, you know, just being outside, you meet different people, right, and if you play your music for them, they're gonna be like, yo, that shit is fire. Like, let me hold that unreleased, because that's one thing in the Floss. Everybody wanna hold unreleased
so they feel like
because they'll have bragging rights later on, right, you know, if things go well, be like, yo, I had that Lefloss way back since 2019, right, you feel me? Like, I have unreleased from Pop Smoke that I was getting from different friends.
Dang, so that ain't even
music, that never even made it. Like, if nobody even made it. Didn't make the tape or even the album, but I have it.
But do you be scared? Because I know a lot of people, like a lot of rappers, take that analytics music serious. Like when they give their song to their friend, they don't want it just being shared because other people can make money off of it. Basically,
that's true, but. I'm not scared right now. I'm not scared right now because I didn't make it yet. If they sharing my music or giving it to people, they're actually helping me. That's how I see it right now. That's how you see it right now. Yeah, that's as of right now. But I think once I hit the next threshold, that's when I'm gonna have to be more reserved. Yeah, because
that's probably like taking away from your streaming money. A lot of people got it, and then by the time it come out, it's probably like, all right, we want something new. Let's move on to the next. That's just kind of iffy. You feel me? It's a good thing that you say that because I feel like even artists that are on the rise, they be mad at people, but at the same time, they can help. If somebody watch your song, and it's a high demand, you should be happy for that.
Yeah,
I like the way you said that. But talk about, like you said, you've been working with Haitian artists too, right?
Yeah, I'm part of the Forza Entertainment is one group that I'm associated with. They're my guys, like I grew up with them.
Right.
At first we were throwing parties and then we branched into different things where we have artists, DJs. Shout out DJ Sese, that's my DJ. We have Richie Quattro, we have Lead, we have Pat Bucks and myself. So pretty much all of us in the Forza is Haitian. We have other people who's not into music. We have For the People, that's a podcast that we have. But I do have my Haitians that definitely like support me.
So do you feel like you want to target them as an audience?
Absolutely. I actually, like, my first Haitian song that I made like at home was from one of my friends in Haiti. Like before I came here, I had a little group. We were rapping and stuff like that.
So
but we never had access to the studio back in Haiti.
Right.
So now they actually have more access to the studio, and then they hit me up one night like, "Yo, Marv, we want a feature from you." I'm like, "Word, send me a beat." He sent me the beat, and then I did like pretty much the whole song. I left just one open verse. Then he was like, "Yo, we're gonna have a few people on the song. We just need about like 4 to 8 from you." I'm like, I'm not comfortable with that. Like, I want the whole verse. I already have the chorus. I want the hook. I mean, I already have the. I want a verse and a hook on it, and then one other person with me, because I'm not about to just give you 4 bars. It just doesn't make sense, you know. But I have 2 Haitian tracks that I plan to release this year. They might come with a video as well.
Do you feel like you gotta go back to Haiti and give back to the community?
Oh, absolutely. I have big plans, man. That's another reason why I feel like just a 9 to 5 is not going to allow me to do all the things that I want to do when it comes to giving back and helping my people. You feel me? Whether it's here in America or back in Haiti.
Right. And why is that?
Like why 9 to 5 won't help, or
why 9 to 5? Like why do you feel like the 9 to 5 won't help? Because you said you like a biology major. You did a biology major, so it's like not to be in your pockets, but like I feel that's good money.
It's good money. I'm not even gonna lie. It's good money if you somebody who's like simple minded. You just want to be able to go to work and pay your bills and repeat. Right. That's not what I want to do. I want financial freedom, and I want to be able to help other people. And there's no way I could just do that with my 9 to 5.
I'm happy you said that, because a lot of people, everybody's goes to make a lot of money, but like a lot of people don't be happy doing what they're doing. Like, so like then you're not really like you could do something much else. And I see that's what you got going on with rap. And I'm happy you said that, because I feel like a lot of people should do that. Just don't do it for the money. Do it for the love or something. Then the money ain't gonna mean nothing. It's not gonna feel like you working kind of.
Exactly. Like I love doing music like that. I wake up in the morning, brushing my teeth. I'm listening to different beats. Like, if you check my artist email, I have like hella beats. Like, mad different producers always send me different beats. So I will pick out the ones that I like, put in my notes, and then I'll just listen to it in the morning. I write at any moment. Sometimes don't do the shit, but sometimes I write while I'm driving, because I'm hearing the beat, the shit coming. I'm like, yo, I gotta write this shit down right now.
Sometimes that's how you feel the same way. Like, not me being a rapper, but like, you know, you just be in the car with your guys, you just be listening to beats, you be freestyling, you be like, oh, that sounded crazy.
I gotta
put that down so you don't forget.
Hell yeah. So like, and even going to the studio, I remember like my last 2 or 3 sessions been 10-hour sessions. I don't like to go just for 2 hours or 3 hours.
So you really working,
Hell yeah, like 10 hours. I will clock in like 7 in the morning or 8, you know, and do 10 hours.
And how many songs would you say we did in 10 hours?
In 10 hours, I'll do 6 to 7 songs.
6 to 7 songs. So it take like an hour to do every song.
Yeah, an hour, and then I'll give my engineer a little time to, you know, to finesse it around. So it's like I have a decent version before I get it mastered. You know, give me a fire mix.
Right. So I didn't even ask you this. Who were some of your influence growing up as far as music wise?
Music wise, this Haitian group called Barricade Crew.
Nah.
Those were the first people that I heard rapping.
Right.
It's from Haiti. Another Haitian guy named G Bobby. He passed away, unfortunately. R.I.P. to him. But those were the two people that I was listening to from young that made me like, oh shit, I like this rap shit.
To them, right.
But
they were speaking French in their music or what?
They were speaking Creole.
Okay, so I probably
and
understand it a
then
little bit.
50 Cent was like the first artist that I like, American artist. I heard his music.
Right.
Sean Paul.
Oh yeah, I remember he had that one song.
Yeah. Temperature.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like. Back then you'd have to like pay money to be able to go on the internet. You'd have like 30 minutes for like $20 or something. Yeah, I would go on the internet and just watch like 50 Cent videos and Sean Paul videos. Those were like the first two people. But when I got to America, started listening to Jay-Z, Nas. But as of right now, Travis Scott, Chef G. Who else I listen to heavy? Pop Smoke, a whole lot of Pop Smoke. Like, I would say Pop Smoke is one of the people that made me like, you know what? I could fucking do this shit too. Because he from like 10 blocks away from
the area, right?
Yeah, like you from my, I think it's the first time we had somebody from our area who like really made it. I'm like, you know what? What I got to lose? And I love this shit.
Talk about seeing a rise of Pop Smoke, especially being 10 blocks away from you. You be like, damn, that's crazy. Like, he used to be on these same streets as me, and he talk about the rise and how it was in the flossing.
It was a beautiful thing to see. Like the way the whole hood got behind him. Like that's why I say that there's power in numbers. Like, and I supported him heavy. Like the day he died, I had people hit me up, be like, "Yo, Marv, are you okay?" Because I was such a big fan of what he was doing, and his music was just fire to me. Like I would like on my Spotify, he was like my number one artist that I listened to.
Right.
And the top 5 songs that I listened to for the year, all of them Pop Smoke, NPR, Meet the Woo, Welcome to the Party. Like those were my shit, man.
Right.
And they had like basketball tournament going on in Canarsie in Seaview Park, so he would come out and show love to the kids. Like he was being a very positive influence.
Yeah, it looked like the community loved him. Like the way he went out. I mean, the way they went out at his funeral in Brooklyn. It seemed like the whole neighborhood loved him.
He was more mature than he was. Like at 20 years old, the way he was thinking, the way he was moving. Like,
but people thought he was older, not just from the sound, but just the way he maneuvered.
Yep, the way he maneuvered, the way he treated other people. You feel me?
Right.
That made him feel way more. I didn't even know he was 20 until in a song he said, "I'm only 20."
Right.
I'm like,
damn,
this nigga's only 20.
Right.
Holy shit.
Right.
You feel me? Yeah, older niggas looking up to you at 20 years old.
Right. You can tell he was a leader, kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so talk about like who else you rock with, like. I don't know.
Spaz Floss. I rock with Spaz Floss heavy. Like his music, his sound is different. He's loud. Like if you look wherever you are, if they playing his music, you're gonna hear him, and what he's saying, you're gonna feel it. Right. So he's one of the guys that are coming up in the Floss. I rock with Chef G heavy. Like when Chef G dropped his album, The Unlucky Kid. I kind of like stopped listening to Pop Smoke for a little bit because I was able to relate to him, his struggles, and a lot of the things that he was talking about in his music. It's so different. He make you want to listen. Bro, it's kind of like he's crying in his songs. He make you want to cry with him. Literally, bro. Right. And that, I was able to relate to that. Like when I'm going out on a lit night, I'm putting that pop on. Right. But on the day, if I'm having a bad day or if I'm struggling, I'm not feeling good, I put that Chef G on. You feel me? Like he's different. He's been pushing his music crazy all throughout the pandemic, and now he's up.
Right.
He's up.
How was the pandemic for you? Speaking on that.
It was challenging. It was challenging. I almost didn't release anything because of the pandemic.
It was slowing you down.
Yeah, because the way I envisioned like my debut was, I dropped my single, I planned out a big like release party, I performed at the party, etc., etc. Then the pandemic happened, I couldn't plan any of that shit.
Right.
But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it, just drop your music anyway.
Right.
So I dropped in April. That was the first time I dropped. That's when I dropped She Having My Baby.
Right.
And then after that, when did I drop? I dropped in September 26th. That's when I dropped Gotta Go, and I filmed a new video the same day.
Right.
So I had the hype going on that whole day, and I had a release party in Cloud9 Studios in Long Island. I had about 20-25 people pop out, come check out the video, and it was lit. It was lit. Through the pandemic, at first I thought it was a burden, but then I realized there's a blessing. It gave me time to get better. Like I got so much better throughout the pandemic. I look at the music that I was ready to release. I was like, nah, this is not. I was playing it for my friends recently. I was laughing. I was like, oh, hell nah. There's no way anybody's going to hear this shit right here. So it gave me time to get better, to catch up with the competition. And one way or another, it's been a good year for me. It's been a good year.
So
it was a good year.
What's your plan for 2021? Like, how you gonna take the storm? Because the light is on the floss right now. That's on Brooklyn hip hop as a whole. Like, what's your goal?
2020, I just want to stay close to my team and stay consistent. I want to continue to drop like probably 3-4 videos.
You gonna drop a project?
Yeah. I was just talking to my shorty about that on the way here. A project, I don't know yet.
I want to catch the people's attention first.
Yeah, I think I want to catch the people's attention first, and then give a project. Like, I want to be able to, if I like drop a teaser and people's just asking for it.
Right.
When I have, like, right now I'm in the process where I'm giving it to the people. Like, I'm reaching out to people. When I get to the point where people's reaching to me, like, yo, Marv, when's the next shit is gonna drop?
Right.
Then I think it'll be time for a project.
Right. Now that's good that you know where you at artistry-wise, because a lot of artists that start today 100 views and talk about they dropping a project, like, who you giving it out to, and I feel like people don't be known, like...
I feel like you wasting the music. It's too early. Like, you have to give them a reason to want to listen to you. Who are you?
Right.
Like, who do you think you are that I'm about to sit down and listen to 12 songs from you?
songs, right.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, Chef G had mad singles after singles after singles. And then I was like, shit, this shit is fire. Right. And then when he did drop a project, I was excited to hear it. Because I was tuned into all those different singles.
Right. Well, how do you, like, why do you think that way? Because a lot of artists jump into things, I'm going to drop a project, I'm going to capture their attention. Like, who got your mindset like that?
I'm the type of person, like, I like to think before I do something.
Right.
And I studied how, there's kind of like a recipe around this music shit right now. The recipe is, don't give out too much, but give them fire shit. And one might hit. And when one hit, it doesn't have to hit globally. It might be local. But if people start wanting to listen to you, you have to get that one hit that make others want to listen to you. Right. Once you get that one hit, that's when you give them a project.
That's like the CJ Whoopty right now. You see CJ, he ain't got, nobody really know other songs about him, but he's pushing Whoopty to the part, like, when he drop his next song, I'm like, yo, let me see if this young fire, you gonna go look for it, bro.
Yeah, he better. I can't believe he signed with French, though.
And you don't think that's a good decision?
No, it's too early. If you got that far with Whoopty by yourself,
right,
I don't see why you have to go sign a deal like immediately.
Right.
And the chain they give him just look way too small. So the money that probably came with it probably ain't that big either.
So for label reach out to you, you're not trying to send no deal early.
It has to be worth it.
Right.
The first, like, if a label come to me, I'm gonna need about a week to read that contract, and I'm probably gonna give you a counter contract, and then we could talk. Right. I'm not looking to be a worker. Right. I'm looking to kind of like partner with the label.
Yeah, that's good.
I already have my shit going on. I'm not struggling to the dirt.
Right.
Dirt. You feel me?
Right.
I want to get better.
Right.
But I'm not struggling to the dirt where if you, like, a label come give me 50,000 and be like, sign with me, I'm gonna look at you like you stupid. I'm making more than that right now, so why the fuck would I sign with you for that?
Right.
You feel me? So they gotta come correct. I'm not no dumb nigga.
Nah, that's good that you know the business shit. So now niggas can't get you. They gotta come a whole different approach, bro.
You know how many niggas they done got?
Mad people, and they be having the talent, and now just they stuck in their contract forever and they can't do nothing.
That shit should be illegal for them to like prey on poor black artists that don't even fucking know how to read sometimes.
Right.
Them niggas just feel, oh shit, 100K?
100K just sign. I know they signed their life.
What do I sign? And then like a year later, like, yo, free me out the label. I'm sorry, my label can let me release any music. I'm like, yo, nah, that's not about to be me.
Alright. Nah, I feel you though. Nah, but let them know your social media and shit like that, bro.
Yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram at LeFlossMarv. My Twitter is at LeFlossMarv. I gotta make a Snapchat for my
fans,
for my fans. So
you gotta make a clubhouse too. I don't know if you heard about that app. That's a good number.
Yeah, my friends were telling me about that. I didn't get to it yet. Is it worth it?
Yeah, there's a lot of A&Rs. They put you in positions like there's a lot of DJs. You can sing. You can be a lot of DJs in like Atlanta. You can put your music in like in their hands. You probably like throw me $100. You throw them $100. You got your chunk of rotation.
Word?
It might not be the biggest club, but you know that's a good start as far as like expanding your music.
Okay, definitely gonna.
A lot of blogs be on there too. Everybody be on there.
I'm gonna go check that out. My YouTube is at Lefloss Marv as well. I got 2 videos out, 3 singles, and my SoundCloud is at Lefloss Marv. I actually did a remix to the Whoopty shit.
I gotta check that one out. I missed that.
That's on my SoundCloud. I didn't drop it on
YouTube.
On YouTube because you know it's gonna get taken down. Yeah. But SoundCloud, you can't make any money from SoundCloud.
Not that you could, but you got to set your junk up a way where you can make. Because that's why remember when SoundCloud was about to close down at one point in time. They changed it so you can make money off of it because SoundCloud wasn't making no money.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
You just gotta put it like into like certain songs you can get paid off of.
Yeah, I was just looking to give the people something to listen to until my next video because I'm actually going to Queens right now, checking my hotel. Tomorrow I'm shooting a video for my next single.
Oh yeah, that's what's up though. Nah, but shout out BestsPointOfViewTV for this interview, bro.
Yeah, definitely shout out to BestsPointOfViewTV. I appreciate y'all for reaching out and reaching back to me after I reach out to y'all, and I'm really grateful for this interview.
Nah, I'm proud. I'm excited to see what you got for the future. Like you see, you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, this year is gonna be a good year, and I hope to do this again with y'all.
Man, of course.
All right, LeFlossMarv checking out.
Check it. Trials and tribulations, I'm just trying to live my life, hoping I make the right decisions, cause I wanna live it right. I remember nights, no sleep, feeling weaker than 7 days. Now I'm using my clever ways to make sure my songs getting played. But these niggas doubt me, they think I'm not gonna make it. But soon I'm gonna be rich and happy, that girl getting naked. I promise you I'm the best, Supreme Nakshi. I'm on the rise, smoking dope and I'm getting high. Spirit, she floating to the sky. I wonder, is they go think I'm a joke because